We are at the Constitution Club here in New Delhi, and the crucial India Alliance meeting will be taking place right here. Today is 8th of June, so obviously today is the day when the opposition parties under the India Alliance bloc are expected to meet, and as expected, many leaders are showing up. We just a short while back we saw Mamata Banerjee coming down, we saw Akhilesh Yadav come down, we saw Rahul Gandhi, Sonia Gandhi, Mallikarjun Kharge, Omar Abdullah, Mehbooba Mufti, they all come one after the other, and 25 parties. Previously it was told 23 parties, now 25 parties would be taking part in this India Alliance bloc meeting. We are here to keep a close watch on the meeting and bring out details that they share and also details they possibly don't want to share at the moment. So we were just allowed to go inside for less than 30 seconds. All the leaders are there inside the meeting room, and that was only for photo opportunity, and it lasted for less than 30 seconds. What is significant is to look ahead and see what transpires out of this meeting.
पांच पॉइंट पे आज इन मुद्दों पर हम डट के काम करेंगे, लड़ेंगे और आगे बढ़ेंगे। पहला पॉइंट है, इट वाज एग्रीड टू सेंड a letter to Chief Justice of India. Second point, it was unanimously agreed to demand the immediate resignation of the Education Minister. Third point, the union government should immediately call an all-party meeting to discuss the precarious current economic situation. Fourth, it was agreed that all of us parties would meet every 2 months. Fifth point, Parliament coordination will continue during the monsoon session.
Well, this is what happens when leaders do not take questions in a press conference. You do have to do some extra work, and that's exactly what you did, because you were certainly not happy with what we heard, and more importantly, you were curious about what we could not hear. And thus, a couple of phone calls here and there, and we can say that News the Truth entity has learned a couple of things, and which is worth sharing, pertaining to the India Alliance meeting that happened today at the Constitution Club. First thing first, 25 parties were there, total 34 people were there, 34 people belonging to different political parties. In all, 25 political parties were there. Point number 2, Uddhav Thackeray, that is Shiv Sena UBT, and Jharkhand Mukti Morcha's Hemant Soren, both of them joined online. Virtually, they attended the meeting. Not the entire meeting because they were in the middle of something, but they took part in this meeting and they put forth their point of view. That's number 2. Number 3, all the political parties who attended this meeting, they agreed that they would want to refer to the alliance as India alone. I.N.D.I.A, India alone. Not as India Alliance, not as I.N.D.I.A Alliance, not as India Bloc or Indi Bloc, nothing of that sort. That's another agreement they had all come together on, and they had all in a way agreed that yes, such a meeting is happening after such a long time, almost a year later. There has to be more meetings at greater frequency. Now, what else we have learned? Of all the 25 parties, each party had one representative speak on behalf of their party, minus Congress. Mallikarjun Kharge, who is the Congress president, or also the leader of India, this particular alliance group, and that apart, Rahul Gandhi also spoke in this meeting. So 2 Congress leaders spoke, and that apart, every other political party had one representative speak on their behalf. Who did start the meeting? The opening remarks came from Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge, and Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge, just tried highlighting the current issues bothering them and the current issues that should bother the India Alliance or India Alliance. I mean, that was the opening remark that came from Mallikarjun Kharge. The next person who spoke was Mr. Akhilesh Yadav, Samajwadi Party Supremo and Member of Parliament Lok Sabha. Akhilesh Yadav particularly spoke about one thing. Number one, he said Mamata Banerjee did not lose the election. Mamata Banerjee's election was looted. In fact, he apparently, if I have to believe my source, he apparently looked at Mamata Banerjee and said that. And in that context, he also said as how elections have been looted in Ayodhya. Akhilesh Yadav did not rake up the issue of a couple of Congress leaders meeting Mayawati in Uttar Pradesh, and that too so close to Uttar Pradesh elections, which is slated to happen next year. No, that particular issue he did not rake up. He did say that elections have been looted in Uttar Pradesh, elections have been looted in West Bengal. Mamata Banerjee did not lose the election. Mamata Banerjee's election was looted. That's what he said. And then he went on to say that Congress as a political party should show a big heart. This is not the first time that Akhilesh Yadav has made such a statement. And of course, in the last occasion when he made such a statement was during Lok Sabha election and the seat sharing discrepancy that happened between the two parties. But this time they said, he said rather, that whichever regional force is stronger, that regional force should be supported by Congress and Congress should show a big heart, quote unquote, if I have to believe my source. That's what he told to Congress looking at Congress. All right. Now, after Akhilesh Yadav, it was Tejasvi Yadav. After Akhilesh Yadav, it was Tejasvi Yadav from Bihar. Again, RJD leader, RJD did not have a great run into the elections that happened in Bihar last year. So RJD leader Tejasvi Yadav spoke briefly. He said this alliance, they all should be united and they should stay focused. Hit the street, quote unquote. That's what Tejasvi Yadav apparently had said. Go beyond slamming BJP in some studio or in meetings. You have to hit the street. You have to focus on Lok Sabha. Your target should be 2029. That's what Tejasvi Yadav said. After Tejasvi Yadav, there was some family function at Uddhav Thakkre's place. So Uddhav Thakkre joined the meeting after that. Uddhav Thakkre, Sanjay Raut, that is Shiv Sena UBT MP, and Aditya Thakkre, all three joined the meeting. And Uddhav Thakkre proposed to meet at a greater frequency, not once in a blue moon, not once in a year, maybe once in 2 months or once in 3 months. That's what he had proposed. And he also said that there is a lesson that they must learn from the past, that there has to be better coordination. That's what Uddhav Thakkre said, apparently, that there has to be better coordination. That's a lesson from the past. India is united and these parties should show that they are all united, and that can only be visible when they meet at a greater frequency. So Uddhav Thakkre spoke, and then Uddhav Thakkre left the meeting because as I said, apparently there was some function going on. So thus he and Sanjay Raut and Aditya Thakkre briefly attended the meeting virtually. As Uddhav Thakkre was about to end, Supriya Sule from NCP Sharad Pawar, she also said, and she said, this coordination, this better coordination idea is working very well in Maharashtra between Congress, NCP Sharad Pawar and Uddhav Thakkre's party. So yes, there has to be better coordination and it should be visible. That's what Supriya Sule said. Then came D. Raja. Now D. Raja highlighted issues about Congress, and while he spoke about Congress, obviously the very fact that Congress and the left had fought against each other in Kerala did find a mention, but then that conversation did not get dragged to a point which would in a way indicate acrimony within the group today or within the discussion purview today. No, that did not happen. Apparently there was no showdown. Now came Omar Abdullah. Very, very important. Omar Abdullah said there has to be introspection, and introspection should be done collectively. That's what Omar Abdullah said, that introspection should be done collectively. We have already achieved something. Now, because many of the leaders were talking, so the tempo of a meeting which is long and which has lasted for over 2.5 hours, obviously the same tempo cannot maintain its momentum all through the meeting. So the tempo at the beginning was probably very high, and at some point when leaders were talking, the tempo has slightly slipped a bit. Now the leaders I've spoken with, they all said unanimously that it was Omar Abdullah who spoke, and then he flipped the tempo again and brought it to here. So there was a surge in the tempo. So I did ask how. Because Omar Abdullah apparently in this meeting said that, why are you guys looking so down? Why are you guys looking so sad? Please understand, there is a huge difference from the last meeting we had and this meeting that you're holding. So people were curious as what difference are you talking about? So Omar Abdullah apparently said that the difference between the last meeting that we had and this meeting is BJP itself. That we, quote unquote, have cut down BJP to a minority government. Last time when India Alliance meeting happened, that time BJP was in majority. And of course, before 2024 Lok Sabha election, BJP alone was above 300. So Omar Abdullah said that this alliance, this unity has achieved something, and that is BJP has been reduced to 240. BJP is now a minority government, so don't feel sad, don't feel down. We have reduced Modi to minority, Modi government to minority. Let's look ahead to 2029. And also, it was Omar Abdullah who at this juncture said something very, very significant. Let's acknowledge, quote unquote, let's acknowledge that Congress is the glue that holds India together. That is this alliance together. He said that let's acknowledge that Congress is the glue that holds India together. Why is this significant? Because there had been a lot of difference in the past and a lot of opinions in the past as whether Congress, is trying to be a big boss as the biggest party in the, in the formation. Are they trying to assert their dominance? Are they trying to ask for more? A bigger share, even in regional spaces where Congress is not as strong as a regional force. So over those speculations and issues, there was a growing perception that if Congress should be leading it or Congress should be allowed to lead it. So yes, Omar Abdullah made it very clear in this meeting today that let's acknowledge Congress is the glue that holds India together, and then he was the first one to also speak about Cockroach Janata Party. So Omar Abdullah said that Cockroach Janata Party, they are trying to raise some very important issue. We must back them fully, for over issues which involve people, the interest of the people and common people. So yes, Omar Abdullah raked up Cockroach Janata Party. So if there is any confusion whether Cockroach Janata Party was discussed or not, Cockroach Janata Party was discussed. Cockroach Janata Party was discussed as an idea, and that idea was also related with civil movements and also related with civil society protest. So after Omar Abdullah said, there were other parties who equally echoed a similar sentiment and said that civil society should come forward and we should support civil society on issues pertaining to common people and their interests. So yes, Cockroach Janata Party was raised, and primarily was raised by Omar Abdullah first. PDP, Mehbooba Mufti, even she had attended the meeting. Mehbooba Mufti said that we must have better coordination on social media aspect. On social media, the coordination should be visible, that there should not be differences getting exposed on social media, because then they tend to go viral. Thus, they should all be together, and the social media thing should be taken care of. Then there was Dipankar Bhattacharya. Dipankar Bhattacharya said something very, very significant. In fact, if I have to believe my source, for India as an alliance, this can be the quote of the day, because he said, so far, for whatever reason, we have been an idea. Here again, Dipankar Bhattacharya said, so far, for whatever reason, we have been an idea. Now it is time that we become an identity, quote unquote. That's what Dipankar Bhattacharya apparently said in the meeting, and that found a lot of takers, a lot of resonance. It kind of, again, amplified the mood of the people. It was Kapil Sibal after that who spoke in an independent capacity, and it was he who spoke about writing a letter to Chief Justice of India over the issue of SIR. Now, Kapil Sibal said that we must write to the Chief Justice of India, and all were on board. Apparently, DMK, a party which was physically not present here, it was also in a way, expected within the boardroom today that DMK too would be supporting this cause, that is, signing on a letter sent to the Chief Justice of India over the issue of SIR. DMK was missing. So did anyone speak anything against DMK? Did the Congress say anything against DMK? No. Absolutely not. So that's what I got verified with multiple people, and they said no, not a single thing against DMK was discussed, nothing whatsoever. In fact, nothing about Vijay also, because this was a parliamentary meeting. So all the people who are part of the parliament have attended. The Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Vijay, he has just become the Chief Minister. His party does not have any representation in uh, in the Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. Thus, in this meeting, there was no presence of his party. After Kapil Sibal, it was Mamta Banerjee. Now, Mamta Banerjee spoke the longest, apparently. Mamta Banerjee spoke for over 8 minutes, and she spoke in details about what happened in Bengal, how elections were conducted. She spoke about what really transpired during the counting day, what she had encountered inside the counting center in Bhawanipur. And she also drew parallel between what happened in Bengal and posed that how they should be fighting, like how Indira Gandhi had fought in 1979. So that's what she had tried highlighting. She also said that we stand strongly together, and Mamta Banerjee, like Omar Abdullah, had said something very, very significant. Mamta Banerjee said, uh, Mamta Banerjee said, we have to stand strongly united, forget the past, let the Congress decide. Now, these two sentences are of very, very significance. Forget the past and let the Congress decide. Why? Why are these two sentences significant? Because in the past, we had seen public disagreements between Trinamool Congress and Congress. We had seen public bashing. We had seen Mamta Banerjee hitting out at Rahul Gandhi. Even during assembly election in Bengal, Rahul Gandhi went to Bengal and spoke against Mamta Banerjee. And ahead of Lok Sabha election, while India as an alliance was supposed to be together and take on the might of BJP, at least in Bengal, there were a lot of diatribes thrown against each other. So much so that Yogendra Yadav had to intervene and kind of broke a truce. So all that has happened. So now when Mamata Banerjee says forget the past, that one sentence is very, very important. When she says let Congress decide, it is equally significant because we had seen in the past there had been lot of questions raised about the leadership issue within India as an alliance. Who should lead it? Can all the leaders accept the decision of Rahul Gandhi being allowed to lead the front? And many people have said many things in the past, some off record, some on record. Thus, when Mamata Banerjee today says, let Congress decide, it is almost like Trinamool Congress allowing Congress to take decisions, to be at the forefront, to be there at the forefront as a leader, to be as the party at the front line along with others. So that in a way also brings in the idea of just not bonhomie or coordination. That also as an idea brings the idea that they are okay with Congress leading the front. Congress is leading the front. Mallikarjun Kharge is there as the leader of the front. But, to say this, that let Congress decide, it means, okay, if you don't want to use the word one-upmanship, let's not use it. But it essentially means let them decide, and we will discuss and in all likeness accept their decisions. Okay. After Mamata Banerjee, it was Rahul Gandhi. Rahul Gandhi's opening remarks, again, the second thing that the front may use as a quote, Rahul Gandhi in his opening remarks said that Mamata Banerjee is sure 90%, she is 90% sure that her elections have been looted. Then he looked at Tejasvi Yadav and Akhilesh Yadav, and then he said Tejasvi Yadav is saying that he is 40% sure that in Bihar elections were looted, that he is sure 40% sure that in Bengal 2 elections have been looted. Then he apparently looked at Akhilesh Yadav and said that even he must be 40% sure that elections have been looted in Bengal. Then he said, I disagree. And then Rahul Gandhi said that I'm 100% sure that elections have been looted in Bengal and elsewhere. So first he said Mamata Banerjee could be 90% sure that in her state elections have been looted. Bihar, 40% Tejasvi Yadav can be sure that elections were looted. Tejasvi Yadav, Akhilesh Yadav could be 40% sure that in Bengal elections were looted. But Rahul Gandhi said that I am sure, 100% sure, that elections have been looted. Then he said we are all on one side. And on the other side, you have BJP and RSS, who have never fought any resistance movement. We will have all the we will have all the love and affection shared with each other to unite all these 25 parties. Now, what are the takeaways after the meeting that lasted for 2.5 hours? As I speak with several leaders from different political parties, they in a way all suggested, uh, uh, you know, that there was no sense of arrogance on part of Congress, something that you have heard in the past, that there was no big brotherly attitude on part of Congress, that Congress had coordinated with each and every party very politely and in a very in a very friendly manner, and there was humility, there was humbleness, and they wanted to accommodate everyone, they wanted to accommodate interest of everyone, their convenience. So all the people that I spoke with, they all kind of agreed that Congress not for once had shown any any sense of arrogance in the course of past couple of weeks as they were preparing for this India meeting in New Delhi at Constitution Club today. Now, many other people testified that yes, there was a different kind of a bonhomie between Akhilesh Yadav and Rahul Gandhi, that they would touch each other like this, they would talk, Rahul Gandhi would bend towards him, Akhilesh Yadav would bend towards him, then they would do some khuspus, they would interact, and then they would smile at each other. So you want to call it a camaraderie or bonhomie, your choice. But I'm being told that there had been lot of times these two leaders had stolen moments amongst the group as they were seated right next to each other, and they spoke. They were not just quiet, frozen, not looking at each other because of some differences. No. So the people, the leaders I spoke with, they kind of highlighted that it seemed like pretty much positive between the two, and. When Sonia Gandhi came, I mean, before the meeting started, when Sonia Gandhi walked in, Sonia Gandhi took about 10 minutes when she spoke personally with Mamata Banerjee. No one else was there. It was just a one-on-one meeting. You know, this picture has also gone viral where Mamata Banerjee is hugging Sonia Gandhi. So that picture has now been released by Congress officially. So Mamata Banerjee, as she walked inside, Mamata Banerjee was taken inside to a different corner and different space where Sonia Gandhi spoke with her for about 10 minutes as a one-on-one thing. And all the people that I spoke with, they said that there was no sense of one-upmanship on part of Congress. There was no DMK bashing. Again, I said, not a word on Prime Minister Modi, not a word on Prime Minister Modi apparently. And no one missed out Navin Patnaik. Navin Patnaik, again, BJD is not with BJP. BJD lost to BJP in Odisha, but Navin Patnaik did not, and his party did not take part in this meeting. So apparently no one has any idea about Navin Patnaik, the standpoint he has, and again, he wasn't discussed today. So it was very surprising that people most of the parties who has had a history of criticizing Congress, even after principally, provincially agreed and having committed to India as an idea or India alliance as a front, yet we had seen many a times in the past a couple of parties sharing the differences with Congress. Well, they are the same parties today, in a way, unitedly agreed. I mean, I didn't find any difference in their statements that Congress was extremely cordial, Congress was extremely humble, Congress was extremely polite, that Congress did not show any one-upmanship, Congress did not behave like a big brother, did not dominate, impose, nothing of that sort. So if this momentum continues, people are looking at least people who join this meeting, they are looking at a healthy start in the run-up to forthcoming elections and also Lok Sabha election, which is there in 2029. Okay, now all these leaders agreed, I have spoken to, that if this momentum continues, if this camaraderie continues, then they can significantly target 450 seats. Of all the seats in Lok Sabha, they can target 450 seats where there can be one-on-one fight against BJP, provided there is no difference between the alliance, and so much so that they pit against each other, they stand against each other, like what you've seen in Bengal, like what you've seen in Uttar Pradesh. If such a situation doesn't repeat, these leaders, part of this India alliance, They are saying that they are looking at 450 seats where they can all agree for a one-on-one meet if this momentum continues. What is that momentum? No one-upmanship from side of Congress, no big brotherly attitude from the side of Congress. So yes, people spoke volumes and great about Congress, and all in a way mentioned Bengal election quite generously in their speech, and all in a way agreed that elections were not free and fair in in um, in Bengal. Yes, one of the first things expected now, if they are all set, they would be sending a letter to the Chief Justice of India over the SI issue and would want to have a closure. It was also never highlighted that look, there are so many people who have been disenfranchised in Bengal, over 27 lakh people. And in the court, it was said that these people would get a chance to go through trial and then come back to the election process, be part of democracy. But now, which is being suggested, that those whose names have been deleted and who have not been able to apply before the tribunal or have not been able to approach any other institution seeking redressal, in that case, they will be kept bereft of all social security schemes. So that as an idea was also discussed. So yes, what is the next thing expected as a first move? Maybe a letter to the Chief Justice of India on the SIR issue. Who would be drafting that letter? In all likeness, Kapil Sibal, because it was his idea. And the third thing which is expected within the front, that DMK, even if they are not attending the meeting for whatever reason at this juncture, they will not shy away from being part of that letter sent to CJI on the SIR issue. So this is what you are learning from our different sources. Of course, we can't quote anyone, but Mamata Banerjee is here in New Delhi, and this India alliance meeting also happened at a time when there had been a lot of talks about what's cooking in Trinamool Congress, whether Trinamool Congress leaders are all united or not, and can Mamata Banerjee firefight this internal crisis? Is that the reason she's staying back in New Delhi? Well, we know as a matter of fact, Shukendra Shekhar Roy has resigned from All India Trinamool Congress and also from Rajya Sabha. We also know as a matter of fact, Kakuli Ghosh Dostidar has claimed that there is a letter being sent to the Speaker where 20 MPs of Trinamool Congress had signed, and that they would want to side with I.N.D.I.A is the expression they have made in that letter. Well, Trinamool Congress, we are not really sure. They have not issued an official position as yet, but that would be very, very interesting to watch out as how Mamata Banerjee handles the situation back home in West Bengal, inside the assembly. Many are calling it a rebel faction with 59 MLAs or 60 MLAs trying to form their own group, defying the choice of Mamata Banerjee as far as leader of opposition is concerned. Similarly, here in Lok Sabha, you have Kakuli Ghosh Dostidar trying to disagree with the party and say, in a way, indicate that they are the real Trinamool Congress. So when there are fights in multiple fronts, yes, the fight becomes interesting, but you cannot deny, you have to call it internal fight. So how well Mamata Banerjee does this firefighting, this internal fight within the party, again, we have to wait and see. That wasn't discussed in this meeting today. But as I said, Mamata Banerjee was part of this meeting and she will be here in New Delhi for the next 2 days. What's in the lineup? No one has any idea. We will be keeping a very close watch on that. Along with video journalist Ronnie Shatra here in New Delhi, this is Tamal Saha for News the Truth, NTT.